It's Friday, August 23rd. You've got Goose, and you're entering into the core, brought to you by Zell Core Plus, the one cryptocurrency wallet for all your custody and trading needs. For more information about Zell Core Plus, check out Zell.network. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your weekly Friday Zel Update. And I got a little confession to make. I was unable to get to the weekly Wednesday news session of our podcast. So it's been really busy at work during the day, so that's all I can tell you. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and combine a little bit of what we would have done Wednesday into this episode, because I came across some news articles which I thought would certainly be worth taking a look at. So why don't we jump right into our top fives, and then we'll get into some news. And of course, stay tuned to the very end. We're going to talk about all the cool stuff that's going on with the Zell ecosystem. So let's jump right into our top five biggest gainers over on CoinMarketCap. And in the number one spot, we have WAN Chain, up 73.51%. Quite a significant rise for WAN Chain. Number two spot goes to Ravencoin, up 14.12%. Followed by Insight Chain, up 13.63%. Number four spot goes to Hedge Trade, up 9.89%. And number five is Komodo, up 9.76%. Guys, let me know about your Komodo, huh? Have you been taking advantage of the opportunity to claim your interest using the Zell Core wallet? Let us know in the comments down below. And now taking a look at our top five biggest losers, we have at the very top of the list there, Egretia, down 6.14% on a pretty steady decline over the last, 5 days or so. Number two spot goes to KuCoin shares, down 2.11%. Number three spot, Ethereum Classic, down 1.90%, but that is only after a little pump that it enjoyed a couple days ago. Number four is Ren, down 1.36%. And in the fifth place spot is Leo, down 1.15%. Of course, Leo is essentially supposed to be a stable coin, but the only way they level it out is by burning excess coins to get the value back down to one, or as close to $1 as possible. But that being said, not that many losers in today's list, so much as there are gainers on the green side. So that is actually an overall positive, especially for these more significant altcoins. And across the board, I know it's Friday, but for the most part, the coins are doing pretty well in the green by at least a few percent each coin. And that's because we've seen a little bit of a pump in the Bitcoin price, going from just over 10,000 to about 10,400 as it stands right now. Now let's jump on over to some news. And one of the articles that I wanted to bring up first is entitled House Financial Services Committee will continue Libra review. And I thought this was somewhat timely, considering that we haven't heard all that much about what's going on with Libra coin. And there's a good reason for that. And it says here in the article that Representative Maxine Waters, chair of the United States House of Representatives Financial Services Committee, says the committee will continue to review Facebook's proposed cryptocurrency Libra and the corresponding digital wallet Calibra. And not too long ago, she wrote that given the company's troubled past, I'm requesting that Facebook agree to a moratorium on any movement forward on developing a cryptocurrency until Congress and regulators have the opportunity to examine these issues and take action. So a couple things. I think the first one here is important, that the United States government is interested in understanding cryptocurrencies. I think they've already been researching it for many years in different universities, but this is a whole different ballgame now, because we have Mark Zuckerberg with his over 2 billion Facebook users potentially gaining access to a cryptocurrency that could be, I won't say devastating, but it could have a severe impact on the world economy. Because if everybody decides to move over to this electronic payment system that Libra coin proposes to be, then that would contend significantly with the United States dollar. And what would that do to the economy? What would that do to the world economy? So there's a lot of serious questions that need to be dealt with. and in a big way. So it's right now, at least because Facebook's an American company, they're able to say, listen, you gotta hold back on this until we can investigate what's going on. And I think more importantly, I mean, say what you want about somebody like Maxine Waters. I mean, she's got her own troubled past, right? But the reality is here, Facebook is not 100% squeaky clean. And you can just go ahead and YouTube any number of different videos of Zuckerberg on trial with breaches of security and the connections that he has with the NSA and all the other things that they've done in terms of leaking customer data or selling customer data. And it's just on and on and on. So what does a quasi-cryptocurrency do when it comes to that data and keeping that data safe? I mean, somebody were using that cryptocurrency to make purchases. Does that mean that Zuckerberg gets to sell your purchase history? Okay, so it's a very serious question that needs to be asked there in terms of privacy. And it seems to me that big tech companies are more and more interested in taking your privacy away from you than they are protecting it. And it's all under the guise now of this cryptocurrency, because you got to be careful, right? Most cryptocurrencies out there are not like Zell that has ZK snarks built into it. They're most of them like Bitcoin. That is a open, anybody can look at the ledger, sort of, it's traceable. It's a traceable cryptocurrency. What I believe Libra coin is going to be is traceable, but only for those who are behind the scenes, right? So kind of like your bank can trace you, or I don't know, your credit card company can trace you and track what you're purchasing and where and all this. But at least they have privacy policies in place, right? I don't know what Facebook proposes to do with the data that they can collect on people's buying activities using their coins. So I think that would be one major contention for the United States government, especially in terms of customer privacy. So something to consider. Let's go ahead and move on here. Bank of England governor, Libra-like currency could replace US dollar. Oh my goodness. So wait a minute. Facebook starts, and now everybody else is going to go jump on the bandwagon. The Bank of England wants something like it? Mark Carney, the governor of the Bank of England, has suggested a transformation of the global financial system by replacing the United States dollar with a digital currency similar to Facebook's Libra. Carney said that replacing the dollar with a digital currency would be a better option than allowing its reserve status to be replaced by another national currency such as China's renminbi. Yeah, I think he's right. Back in February 2018, however, Carney claimed that Bitcoin cannot be considered a legitimate currency by traditional definitions, neither a means of exchange nor a store of value. What happened to change his tune, huh? Kind of makes you wonder. So I have my doubts as to whether or not this is a viable solution. And the more I see centralized institutions jumping on the bandwagon of creating these quasi cryptocurrencies, the more bullish I'm going to get on privacy coins, firstly, and Bitcoin itself. You are not going to mess with the Mac Daddy Bitcoin, first of all. And secondly, if you try, Bitcoin will adapt. And it's probably going to jump right on over into something like ZK, because there have been some really interesting updates in ZK Snarks tech, most especially the sapling tech. Just a couple months ago, they released a wallet that allows for private transactions in a lightweight wallet versus a full node wallet. So we are moving in a very positive direction in terms of privacy for anybody via their ZK Snarks tech, which I love. That's why I'm such a big supporter of Zell. I mean, that's why I'm here. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my love of ZK and privacy. I think privacy is the last bastion of true freedom, and we've got to protect it. I mean, I'm dead serious here, guys. Like, I'm not even trying to be a prophet or a zealot. I'm just saying that, like, if you are a human being, you deserve privacy. We have to fight for privacy. And these banks and these centralized companies are trying to take it away, and they want to do it all under the guise of cryptocurrency. So stay frosty when it comes to this stuff, all right? And let's take another look here. This is interesting too, because just when you thought, okay, you thought you were in the clear with cryptocurrency being a great thing, and then Facebook comes along, uh-oh, what's this? And then comes the Bank of England, uh-oh, what's this? Well, look at this one. Binance, Venus, aims to outshine Libra and Chinese national crypto? Facebook's announcement that it would be supporting the launch of a reserve-backed stablecoin played a vital role in turning around the so-called crypto winter by boosting Bitcoin prices above 10K for the first time in over 2 years. And that's true. I think that and Donald Trump's tweets about how Bitcoin is garbage. And people were like, oh yeah? Well, let me go buy some of that. So, Binance announced on August 19th, just a few days ago, its open blockchain project Venus that will focus on developing localized stablecoins around the world. According to the press release, Binance will forge new partnerships that straddle both the public and private sectors, encompassing governments, technology companies, and other projects across the blockchain ecosystem. Binance co-founder Yi He summed up the aims of the new project in a statement. We believe that in the near and long term, stablecoins will progressively replace traditional fiat currencies in countries around the world and bring a new and balanced standard of the digital economy. The firm says it will harness its pre-existing global blockchain system to bring a cross-border payment system to customers, along with new stablecoins. Okay, so just when you thought you were in the clear in the land of crypto, surely someone from the land of crypto isn't going to sell us out. Surely that couldn't possibly happen, right? Oh no, guys. Oh no. We have the new goddess in town, Venus, who is going to take care of all of your monetary ills. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong here. I really appreciate what Binance has done for the community, but at the same time, I think that they get a little bit into uncharted territory with this, because they're calling it a stable coin. I don't know exactly how this stable coin works. I don't know whether or not it's open source. I don't know. So this is me reading an article right now, and I would have to do myself even more research to learn whether or not this coin met the criteria of a true cryptocurrency. And I would venture that in most cases, these types of quote unquote stable assets do not, unless there was a way to back the asset with something physical. So there are a few cryptocurrencies out there like gold coin and stuff like that, which are backed by physical gold. Okay. That is something very interesting to me. And I do wonder if there aren't other alternatives that would allow us to achieve a better form of backing than like what Leo coin does by burning coins every once in a while until they get the price back down to $1, or what some of these other stable assets do by making them an ERC20 token. I don't think that the solution is perfect just yet. And if you disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. But I think that citing the Tether fiasco with Bitfinex and the 850 million that was lost, and so many other issues. But when we get into a situation where more of these coins are venturing into closed source territory, centralized territory, an area where you don't really know what is going on behind the scenes, it gets a little bit frustrating, because, I mean, the whole point of cryptocurrency is to reduce the governments or central banks' ability to print more money and devalue it. That's why Bitcoin is the first truly deflationary currency in the world, really. There's nothing else out there that does what Bitcoin does, except for altcoins, which were based on Bitcoin, right? So this is it. This is what we need, not a centralized, controlled, and manipulated quote unquote stable asset or stable coin pegged to, and then you run into the same problem, right? So what? You peg it to the yen, you peg it to the British pound, you peg it to the US dollar, you peg it to the, I don't know, whatever coin. It doesn't matter. at that point, because then you run into the same problem. And what happens when that government prints more of their money? So what do you got to do? Add more of those tokens? So you run into the exact same problem. All it is becoming a digital representation of what's already printed, which is worth nothing. I mean, come on, let's face it. We all know that the US dollar since 1913 is worth I think it's close to 94% less than what it was on day one of 1913. So that's a century ago, and it's basically worth nothing. So fantastic. No wonder it takes so many of them to buy stuff. All right, moving right along. And this gets us into the mining department here. Bitmain valuation hits $12 billion with a new 600,000 chip order, according to the source. And this is an article over on Cointelegraph as well. And it says here that the Bitcoin mining giant Bitmain will increase its capacity by 50% in the next 6 months on the back of a giant hardware order. Bitmain will now buy 600,000 mining chips. And according to a source close to the Taiwanese chip manufacturer processing the order, the chips will be of the most recent 7 nanometer variety, the hash rate of which will be 50 terahashes per second. So we're talking like some serious power on Bitcoin. Based on this calculation, about half a year, Bitmain's total network computing power will skyrocket by about 50%. The publication notes, adding Bitmain's valuation will subsequently top $12 billion. So good move, Bitmain. Keep an eye on the difficulty charts. Keep an eye on the network hash rate charts. That's it for the news. And guys, I know a little bit of a downer there on some of those articles, but we got good news coming for our Friday Zel update. So let's kick this off with our latest announcement from Zell Labs, and that is the Zell Labs Ontology partnership. And what's great about this is that Zell Corp is going to incorporate custody management for Ontology, and you're going to be able to earn ONG, which is Ontology gas, from your Ontology balance directly inside of Zell Corp. Now, we're going to do this one at a time. The first thing has to be to incorporate the blockchain and get that running smoothly. Then we'll work on the Ontology gas portion of it. After that, we're going to be working together through this partnership to integrate Ontology dApps within Zell Core. So that should be really cool to be able to make use of some of the dApps right inside Zell Core, all in one place, neatly packaging the entire ecosystem into a single platform. So what this really means for everybody is that you'll be able to store your Ontology securely, trade it, all within Zell Core. And then also, as they introduce new dApps, you'll be able to make use of those within Zell Core. So pretty cool stuff. Next is our recent listing over on Huobi Poole ECO Exchange. And you can get there by visiting hpteco.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. But we have recently launched, at least as of August 21st, on this exchange. And it is serving predominantly the Asian markets, but you can access this pretty much anywhere, and they are one of the top 25 exchanges in the world by volume. So definitely something worth checking out. They offer multiple services like fiat purchasing of cryptocurrencies, mostly Bitcoin, but you can do a search and see which coins you can buy using fiat, and you can base that fiat on. There's several different versions of fiat that they offer, so pay whatever way you want, which is pretty cool. There's an exchange, of course, where you can trade Zell with BTC, and then they also do margin trading. So this is a very interesting sort of one-stop shop for fiat on-ramps, exchange, or margin trading. But of course, like anything, do your own research. Okay, we're happy to be listed on this exchange. We think that any exposure that we can get is a positive thing, but we do want to make sure that our users are protected. So we're just going to encourage everyone, no matter where you trade, make sure that you understand the risk. And as always, don't leave your crypto on an exchange. The hot wallet is the worst place to leave it. You never know what could happen, what could go wrong. So make your trades, get your crypto, and put it in Zell Core, where it's password protected and encrypted, okay? Where it's safe. Secure it. That's what it's all about. Let me know down in the comments below if you're using Huobi and what your experience has been like. That would be really helpful to us and some of our other readers. Another aspect of Zell that's been getting a lot of love is our dashboard. You can check this out over at dashboard.zell.network. And this is for our Zell node network so that you can keep track of the number of nodes that we have, basic location of where they are, and what types of nodes are running on the network currently. This also will show you how much RAM we have available, how much disk space is available, how many virtual cores are out there. Actually, we're 3944. We have almost 4,000 virtual cores operating on this network. This is going to be massive. And right now our Zell node count is 982, so just 18 to go before we hit the 1,000 mark. And in addition to the incredible power that's behind this network, we have this dashboard to help us keep track of everything. And the latest thing that was added was a countdown for the next Zell halvening, which is just about a year away. And we also have a button on the top right here for our Zell nodes payment tracker. And the Zell nodes payment tracker is really neat because it allows you to plug in your collateral address, which is where you stored either your 10K, 25K, or 100K Zell for whichever node tier. And then it'll show you what your expected payout would be and what the actual payout is. And that's what's really cool about this because it's blockchain, right? So all of the payouts are on the blockchain. So it's able to look that up for you based on what your address is. So you can kind of compare if your expected payout is close to your actual or vice versa. And in my case, what I'm looking at right now is a node that has an expected payout of 47, but the actual is sitting at 44. And you might say, well, why is there a discrepancy? How come there's 3 payments missing there? And the reality is because there is a random function that's built into each Zell node tier. So this is also part of our security feature for the blockchain. So this further secures the blockchain because there's a certain number of nodes that have to vote on which node gets the payout, and that's kind of a randomized function. So yeah, you'll probably see a little bit of a discrepancy between the two. Also keep in mind, if your Zell node has experienced any downtime, then you won't get a payout. All right. If you have a shoddy VPS and it's not staying up more than 95% of the time, then that's going to lose you payouts. That's just how it goes. All right. That's part of our requirement. So this network needs to be broadly available. That's kind of what the BAMP thing is all about, but we'll get into that at another time. All right, moving right along here, and I want to kind of touch upon some fun things, and that is the mining pools that have been kind of like sprouting up all over the place. And I don't know if you guys have seen Crypto Wrench in our chat, but he's one of our moderators, and he is a developer himself and has put together a really nice pool for Zell. It's called FOMOminers.com. So I'm putting a little plug in there because I want you guys to check it out and spread the hash rate. All right. It's still important. I know we've got lots of security protections in place to make sure that we don't have more hash rate on one pool than another, but this is a new pool. It's got a ton of fantastic features that you can make use of right away. Market stats, network stats, shows you what the hash rate is on the pool. You can take a look at tools here like the calculator, takes you over to coin calculators, which is really nice. So you can plug in your hash rate and see what kind of expected payouts you would get for Zell. So really nice pool. I like the aesthetic here. And of course, it's going to be really easy to use because it puts everything right in front of you. Now, another one that I want to talk about is Bob's Zell pool. And Bob is a fantastic resource in the community. I don't know if you've seen him, but it's Bob with 2 B's, B-O-B-B. He hangs out in general a lot, and he provides a lot of excellent statistics for the Zell team. And it's been invaluable, really. So, I mean, this is another shout out to a pool operator, but just a stand-up guy and has been a real great supporter for the Zell community. He started up his own pool for Zell, so I want you to check this one out. It's Bob Poole, B-O-B-B Poole.be. All right, I'll leave links down in the description so you can check it out. But if you're a miner and you are wanting to support this network, then by all means, spread the hash rate. I will also put a plug in for our community pool, which is at pool.zell.cash. There are some resources there, pie charts and whatnot, so you can kind of take a look at where the hash rate is. At least that is based on who's winning the largest number of blocks. Now, I know everybody likes to go where, all the blocks are being solved, but at the same time, it's important to spread that hash. And do keep in mind that algorithmically, whatever your hash power is, should still be getting you very close to the same amount as what you would get on a monster pool, okay? And you're doing a heck of a lot of good for the network. So whatever little sacrifice it is in terms of your net income, in terms of mining profits, you're really helping the network out. So something to consider. So cool pool. And as far as Bob's goes, a lot of really cool features here as well. I mean, there's only so much you can do with Snomp, but it's got some really nice sort of interactivity on the menu system. So do check that out. Fun stuff. That's pretty much it for our updates. So one more thing that I will mention is that the Zell team is hiring. We are looking for 2 developers, someone to serve the core team and someone to serve the development team, both working to advance the Zell Core platform. So if you want to learn from the best, if you want to get paid in crypto, get in touch with us on Discord or on our Twitter account at Zell_core. You must be skillful in Node.js, Vue.js, Express.js, Cordova, and familiar with server infrastructure. But listen, no crypto experience is required, okay? I'm sure you can learn this stuff, I'm sure. So definitely get in touch with us if you have those skills. And one other position that we're looking to bring someone on for is someone to help us do like administrative assistant work. We need somebody who is good with Office Suite, scheduling, customer relations. We need you to be a self-starter because everybody does everything on the Zell team. But the idea here, we got to get somebody to set appointments for us, especially for the core podcast development. We need some sprint charts, PowerPoints. If we're going to do live streams and stuff like that, we need somebody to help us put together really good presentation materials. So definitely DM Daniel Keller, who is our Chief Strategy Officer. You can find him over on Twitter, or you can find him in the Discord server as well. I'll leave links down in the descriptions. And that's it for this episode of The Core. I hope you like what you heard. If so, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button on our Zell Labs YouTube channel. We're trying to get the numbers up to 1,000. Once we hit that number, then we'll be able to play the YouTube algorithm to get the word out there even more. Share this video with your friends and make sure that everybody learns about Zell Core. Some really cool things happening with the Zell ecosystem. Q3 is not over yet. We've got some really fun stuff coming down the pike, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be over the next couple of months. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, you've been in The Core, powered by Zell Core Plus.